welcome back. Let's get started. First things first, my wife bought me a new microphone for Valentine's Day, so I'm testing that out. It's the Yeti, and I'll probably put a link to it in the description. So if you have any comments on the mic quality, let me know in the comment section. All right, so looking at my Robinhood app right off the bat, you can see this past week I did really well. It looks like the market bounced back. I have a $25 gain this week, so my overall losses so far only $74. And as you can see from this, it crashed, and then this is the bounce. So I guess the question is, will it bounce up higher than the previous highs? And that's kind of what everybody's asking. Will we see those highs again? And I'm getting mixed reports. If you listen to somebody like Peter Schiff, he's basically saying that this is the turbulation in the market and the volatility is what's an indicator that it's about to change direction. That's sort of his stance on it. But there are other millionaires and billionaires that are saying that the bull market run has another 3 years left in it. So what do you do in a situation where nobody really knows what's going to happen and you have conflicting opinions? What I would suggest is if you're going to continue investing in companies, to invest in companies that have a solid foundation. So you don't want anything over leveraged with debt, and I think I mentioned that last video. So I found one company that I want to share with you guys. The company is Air Products and Chemicals, and there's a couple things I like about this company, and one thing I'm a little cautious about why I haven't bought it yet. So as you can see, APD is the stock ticker, and that floated right to the top of my calculator, which usually grabs my attention. What I don't like about it right off the bat is that using the Buffett Books calculator, the intrinsic value was about $101, and the current price, I think when I checked, was $156, and I believe now it's even higher. So now it's trading at $163. So I mean, this would be a company that if that price came down for whatever reason, so if the market takes another dip, I would think about buying this. But it just seems overvalued. But here's why I like it. The debt to equity ratio is 0.33, so it's below 0.5. So if we hit hard financial times and the stock market plunge, I don't think this company would go out of business because it's not over leveraged. It doesn't have more debt than it has equity. So if the interest rates go up and it has to pay all that more money on the debt that it owes, it's not really going to hurt it because it's not in a lot of debt. So I'm starting to look for companies, and I'm starting to focus on companies that have a low debt to equity ratio and a high current ratio. And this company pretty much came in at number one so far from the companies that I've researched. So that's one of the main reasons I like it. Let's take a look at the other. The price to book, it's a little high. Price to book value is a little high. That's because I think the price is trading at a really premium value right now. PE ratio, you kind of want that 15 or lower, but it's 19. But what do you get for that? You get a 4.4 yield, and it's higher than the 5-year average. That comes out to be about a 5% return on your investment. And again, the debt to equity is low, and the current ratio is high. So I'm looking for long-term survivability versus like short-term gains. Basically trying to play it safe because I don't know what's about to happen, but it just seems really weird that we have such a long bull run, and then all of a sudden there's all this turbulation and volatility in the market. And what I'm starting to think maybe is that we haven't considered how much debt not only companies are in, but average people. So if you think of your finances, think of how much debt you're in. If you're not in debt, that's great, but a lot of people are. And just from the people that I know personally, it seems like instead of getting out of debt, they're actually putting themselves farther into debt, taking out more credit cards. They buy vehicles and then they trade them in within a couple of years. So you're taking thousands and thousands of dollars loss instantly, and you're tacking that on. They probably roll it over into their next vehicle loan. So it's just it just seems like they're going in the wrong direction, and I think that's going to catch up with us. I mentioned in the last video, the tax cuts are nice, but if you cut taxes and you increase spending, then you're increasing deficit, which is not nice. And with those two things combined, just the overall debt and the overall government spending, I kind of side with where Peter Schiff is as far as I don't think it's a viable system and I don't think it's maintainable. I think eventually it's gonna come to a head, and the first places you're gonna see that is probably the stock market. So that's why I'm starting to look for a place to put my money that's safe from the recession. So like maybe recession-proof companies. So companies I would avoid is anything that's a luxury. So like an entertainment company, like a Netflix, or maybe even like Apple, like anything that's trading at a way higher value than the intrinsic value. I think all that's going to get called in first. So that's my thought. So check out APD if you're interested, and you can check them out at this website here, airproducts.com. And again, I would probably wait until the price came down before I bought, but it's definitely something on my watch list because it seems like it has a strong foundation. And I'm not going to dig into the financials on this video, but you can check out the financials by going to Yahoo, typing in APD, clicking the financials button, and when I reviewed them, they looked pretty good, pretty solid books. All right, so we'll get right into goals. 200 invested. I have 200 in the account, so yes, but I haven't spent it on anything yet. I'm going to work up on saving a little bit. I'm going to aim to get about 30% of my total portfolio in cash in case something plummets and I want to jump in and buy it. For this whole year, I've been taking every penny I got and I invested immediately. But I think it's going to be a good idea to have some cash on hand just in case I want to just go in and grab something real quick or something gets cheap and I want to enter a position. So I have 200 in the account, but I haven't actually invested it yet. So I'm still counting that as a 200 invested because it's there. It's ready for investing. Sober. Yes, I stayed sober. I didn't think of a strategy for sobriety this week, but I'll definitely try to get to one next week. Just hang in there. Stay sober, and if you have a strategy for sobriety, share it in the comments because I can feature it on the video, and other people might benefit from what you found that works. Did I lose 0.6 pounds? I sure did. So let's look at that. My last week, I was coming in at 226.4, and this week I'm 225.4. So I actually lost exactly 1 pound, which is nice. My fiscal week 7 target goal was 232.4, so I'm way ahead of target. And I'm recording this, usually I do this on Friday or Saturday, but it's Sunday today, so I will be swimming today. And I think it's working. I feel more in shape, and it's getting a little easier to swim. But my wife still outpaces me. She's got way more stamina. She can just do like 15 laps, and I do like 2 or 3, and I'm winded and I need a break. But hopefully, if I keep with it, I'll get my cardio back. And plus 20 subscribers. No, I think I still only got the one. Actually, I think I'm up to 2 now. I have to think of a way to start networking. I think I just have to network a little bit better. I don't do this full time, so I don't have like entire days to dedicate to networking my YouTube, but there's definitely room for improvement actually. So those are my goals. This is a quick one today. So check out APD. Let me know what you think about that. And let me know if you like these videos. If you're watching, just leave a comment or leave a like so I know people are actually watching. And until next week, stay profitable and stay sober. Thank you very much.